Welcome to video 57, United Provinces, Empire Total War, playing on hard. It's the winter of 1711, and if you've been watching the battles and everything so far, then you must be pretty keen by now. This is me going into a building to damage it. I go in there about 10 times to do that. I'm going to go along here and do the very same thing here with the ports. The idea is to get France to spend lots of money repairing these buildings. If you go in and out of them, obviously it takes all the resources away, so or rather damages them more so. Okay, normally I shorten these. I don't quite know why I've left. I should really have edited this out, I'm afraid, but unfortunately I've left it in. But anyway, suffice to say, all I'm doing is going in and out on both of those occasions there, and to both of those places, so that we cause the maximum amount of damage. Okay, you can obviously tell it's winter of 1711 there. That's what the cold and the white and the ice is all about there. That trade route there that's being raided is not mine. That's not an enemy of mine, so he's raiding someone else's trade route. Just have a quick look at my own trade and see which ones are being raided, and I think you'll see that it's mainly the sort of Ottoman areas where trade is being taken away. Look down the trade list there just to see if there's anyone that I can trade with. I'd be looking for a space. Unfortunately, I'm either at war with them or it's untradeable, because those are the little red squares with the crosses in. So, unable to create any more trading partners in there. Obvious reasons for wanting to do that. I've just lost Württemberg as a trading partner, so I'm always looking to pick up a new one if it's possible to do so. I often go through several diplomacy screens just to see if I can create peace perhaps with people who are at war with me at the moment, and then I'll go for a trading agreement if it's possible to do that. Yeah. There are several of those screens there. You've just seen a couple of them. I would go through lots and lots of those each turn just to see if there's anything, any sort of technology I can trade, or basically any kind of agreements that it would be to my favour. This is Alsace-Lorraine. This is one we've begun taxing, of course. We've improved some of the buildings now in there so that we can raise some taxes. And this, of course, is Flanders. I'd like to be able to have the resources to put a fortress wall around Flanders, because it is one of my objectives in the game, and it'd be nice to have it secure. At the moment we're relying on the French fort to hold back the French from the west. Okay, just starting to recruit one or two cavalry units now. We've relied very heavily on infantry units so we can man the walls from any attack against our fortresses. I'm hoping by putting some cavalry into these forward positions as well, I can start to chase people off so that they're not coming back, so they're not just replenishing their troops and then bringing them back, so I can do the maximum amount of damage to them, and again, so it costs them much more money and it drains the French economy. Getting quite a bit of experience now amongst these troops. Again, I've got to be a bit frugal, a bit careful about how many I upgrade and how quickly I upgrade them. Just checking on the technology there that France has got, because if they've got any technology in advance of mine, it will show in the right side there. Otherwise it won't. All the ones that are on the left there are the ones that I've got that they haven't. So that shows the areas in which I'm more advanced than them. It's a good way of finding out if what sort of level of technology your enemy have risen to. Also, I might want to send a gentleman in there to steal some research off them as well, so that's always worth bearing in mind. Trying to keep an eye on what the French are doing, because they seem still to be regularly producing brigs that they're sneaking through the English Channel, And they also seem to be producing, say, every second or third turn, a new army from Paris, and it's the only area they've got. So I mean, they're producing the maximum that they possibly can, it seems, in Paris. Right, quick nip over to the Americas. This is Mexico that we've got now. All the quality troops that we can raise there, isn't it good? Britain is very close to us. I have no idea why they've come that close. I'm just relying on the alliances, the old alliances. The sort of Protestant League, really, I suppose, the Protestant Alliance in North Europe. Checking on the taxation I can get from them. Pretty damn decent, isn't it, really? Certainly worth taking was Mexico. Maybe I should have gone for this earlier instead of going for Cuba. I was attracted by a fleet that caught my attention. Just looking down at the chart just below here, not the chart, the marker just below these slide rules, just to see if they go into a minus when I increase the taxation in the area. If they do, I'll go and check which area it is that's gone into a minus, and go and have a look, see how much they earn. Because if it's a place that's only going to earn me 18 per turn, and by upping the tax I can get another 500 per turn, and I'm better off just taking the 18 one out of the taxation system, you know, zero taxing them. Anyhow, this is Ceylon. I'm going to have to start turning attention to Ceylon soon. It's definitely the Cinderella island, this one. It's had no attention whatsoever paid to it, except that the fleet has been left there just to protect it from an invasion, and I'll put somebody in the port to stop somebody landing and moving in instantly. I'm going to start thinking about building up some forces there eventually, because part of my objective is to take parts of India, and I will certainly be thinking about doing that soon. Really, I want to be secure in Europe before I do that, because as I've explained before, an attack in Europe could wipe me out. Quick look down there on the list. Quick, you know, when you click on the lists on the bottom right hand side there and click regions, you can see which regions are in red at the moment. They're the ones that are at risk. It's good sudden check for you to do for yourself. Again, playing around with the slide rule, improving it, finding out where it is, if it's worth changing the taxation system for such a small island rather than taking them out, you know. Anyway, that's the end of winter 1711. We're approaching now the summer of 1712. Now, this is one that I had some terrible problems with, because I had an attack on me from France. And it went into a fortress, and I had three and a half hours of battling with frames going sometimes 1 per second, sometimes even less, and it was a nightmare. Yeah, so unfortunately I haven't saved the battle, so you'll not be able to watch it, and it's a shame, because it would have been a brilliant one to watch. He comes at me with masses of artillery. What I do is I fight one of his regiments off on the wall, but by the time his others get there, look at all his artillery. And listen to this when I go over the... Now if you listen to that, I went quiet there. That's what I said when I first saw that in the game, so I was a bit surprised. Anyway, loads and loads of artillery coming at me. I know he's going to batter down the walls, so my plan was, the first infantry regiment that came I could fight off. The rest I got no chance. He battered down the walls in one place and attacked as much as he could with everything through there. I formed that little horseshoe shape that you saw in that final picture there, right? And he just run all his troops into there and got shot at from every angle at once. Yeah, I defeated him decisively. And gained a decisive victory. I was so annoyed at this, the game breaking and everything, and I didn't even do it on Fraps, so I didn't get a recording of it. So I was just so frustrated by the previous game. So unfortunately, I can't show you that one. But it was a victory, and it did work out well. And I suppose the lesson to be learned is, with loads and loads of artillery, really just sort of let him into the fort and then take him on there. The other thing I will say about that is that I'd got the battle on unlimited time. I usually fight them on unlimited time. I strongly recommend not to do that, because I defeated him and he got loads and loads and loads of artillery. Yeah. The problem with that is that he'll carry on fighting hours and hours and hours of slow fraps. So really, I'm going to say, if you can, remember, put the battle on limits during for the turn end. So at least he's got to finish his battle in a set period of time. Yeah. So anyway, just going through the normal motions of sorting out tech, and we'll see you on the next video.